This time, say something or tell us something about the Celts of Britain, as well as the Barbarians, and the story of Beowulf.
Okay, the Celts of Britain. The Celts of Britain were great warriors, and so they had great warriors in their tribe. They praised great warriors. And they also told stories about great warriors who are made up. Speaking of stories, since the Celts didn't have books that time, of course, they used a person called a bard. A bard was this guy or girl who's has to memorize the stories from their ancestors so that they can teach their kid bards the story, so the story can be passed down generations after generations. So that's what I think.
Okay. How about, as I have said earlier, say something about the Celts and then the Barbarians?
So the barbarians were the same bloody as the really bloody like the Celts. They sometimes they were tired to make a fire, so I think they would eat their meat raw. They didn't have bread. So that's why they conquered Rome to get the Roman wheat. And they rode on horses, but they never take a bath. They never take a bath, so they smelled more like dung. So I think if anybody was an enemy, they would knew if they were coming because of their stinky smell. Or they only take a bath once or twice or thrice in a year. And so somehow there's also the barbarians also come from different countries, not just like want to be that want to be barbarians. First, there's the Visigoth. We're starting with the Goths, the person who starts with the Goths. So we have the Goths, the Visigoths, the Ostrogoths, and now we have the Huns, and I think many more of them. And many more of them. And many more of them. And I don't know if they were like wanting to take Rome for themselves or they want to share it with the other barbarians. For me, that's a for people that's a question, but for me, because we know they're barbarians, of course they're gonna fight for it. So that's my explanation of the Britons.
Okay, thank you.
Britons, barbarians.
Barbarians, okay. Can you summarize or can you tell us the gist of the story of Beowulf?
Beowulf,
the hero.
Beowulf the hero was a production made by the bards of Celt kind, and it was about a man who first before we come to that, the story is that a king was ruling a land, had a magnificent army. He had magnificent soldiers that were very, very brave. And so because they were very, very brave, they had their own hall. They go to their hall, feast, and sometimes sleep there. This joined the soldiers, so they kept going there until and thought everything we're gonna make home here. Everything was going fine until the monster Grendolf appeared. Because the first time the soldiers didn't know it, so they were sleeping soundly like a baby in the cradle, not knowing nothing. Grendolf crept into an 820 bed head first. And before the soldiers could wake up, he was gone. This happened again and again and again, and the king was fully aware of this after the fifth time. So he sent for a hero to kill Grendolf. And now here comes Beowulf, the hero, who's not called a hero yet. So he went to the hall, and they feasted there, and they slept. They pretend slept. So, and then because when Grendolf went in, they had to be awake, so they were pretending sleeping. When Grendolf they awoke, and under their blankets was their weapons, and they shoot, but Beowulf stopped them and said, "I'll wrestle him myself." And everybody thought that was a bad idea. Wrong. So he twisted his arm until it came off, and then he ran away. So the soldiers took their spears and followed him into the forest. But Beowulf said, "It's okay, we can go home," and he drowned himself. So they hung the Grendolf's arm, and they on the wall, and they memorized Beowulf as a hero. The end.
Okay, thank you.
No.